Ah, it says excellent connection. Whoa, something's wrong. Something's wrong. What'd you do? Pay the internet people some fabulous money or something?
Don't say nothing yet. Let me get through with everything. Okay, there we are. Well, there's Permapasture's Farm.
Hello.
Yes.
Hey everybody, it's Deep South Homestead. I'm Wanda. This is Danny.
This is the one and only.
And it says we have a really good connection. It's an excellent connection. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know what's going on with that.
Maybe it's because Permapasture jumped in. Maybe they brought us good vibes.
Ah, who knows? Who knows?
Oh, I'd asked the question, how is everybody's weather? Since ours started out 50 this morning and got up to what, 80?
84 today.
84?
Yeah, we got up to 84. The heat index was 89.
It was hot.
It was hot.
And so a lot of people are having some of the same weather. They're having different types of weather, different all kinds of stuff. Yeah, don't jinx it. I need to keep my mouth shut.
The sad part about it is, in the middle of May, we're going to have another one.
Cool spell, I guess.
Yeah. Well, people north of us is actually going to get another really cold snap.
Cul-de-sac just got to finish starting her slips. Good.
All right.
We're putting some actually in the field. You done got.
I've already got 2 rows in the field, and I've got piles of them in the bed. Plus, we got to dig potatoes, regular potatoes, and then I got to take where they were at and move my sweet potato slips that's left in the bed over to there.
Yeah, I saw where our daughter Amy harvested hers, and she had a bucket full of about half, 3/4 full of potatoes.
All right.
Already, so she. Frog Hollow likes your shirt.
Oh yeah, this. If you like the shirt, I mean, I like what. Okay. If you like the shirt, you can go over from Zach from American Homestead. He has them over there. Zach and American Homestead.
Yeah.
And you can get them there from Zach. Zach's a dear friend of ours. And when I saw this shirt that he had, I told Wanda, I said, I don't care what it costs. I got to have that shirt, you know.
Yeah, and he puts it on quite often and rode to town wearing it.
Actually, I wore it to town today with my pistol on my side.
In Walmart.
In Walmart, wearing this shirt that says stupid should hurt.
Dared anybody look at him wrong.
Yeah, don't look at me wrong now. That's new.
We actually made it in there and out in one piece.
I went into Walmart, carried my sidearm, and came out with my sidearm on my side and wearing this shirt.
We only went in the back door, ran into the first couple of aisles, and went right back out. We didn't go any further.
Well, we did go down all the way to the end looking for cannon lids, but there were no cannon lids in our Walmart.
No.
We had absolutely none.
Which brings me, we got a few things here. I need some letters, different things I need to.
Yeah, before we forget about it this time.
Because I'll forget.
We will totally forget.
This is from Sandy. And I might have showed Sandy's before, but I can't remember. It was laying here in my stash, so I'm going to show it again if I did. But Sandy sent us some
lettuce seeds.
Lettuce. So at least I showed that one. This one was from, let me see if I'm trying to read. It's from Illinois. Tim and, is it Karina? That's what it looks like.
Looks like Tim and Karina.
Tim and Karina. That one. And
Steve Chambers says, why did you feel you need a gun? I carry a gun 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. When you never have one, you're leaving yourself vulnerable for all the idiots in the world.
He's actually had to use it quite a bit.
I've had to use it a lot here lately.
Not on people.
No, not on people. No. I'm not above it now, but I mean I haven't.
Turtles.
But turtles.
We got turtles right now.
Turtles and snakes and stuff like that. Yes, I've used it a lot here lately.
Okay, this is from Donna and Larry. They're in Arizona, right at the Grand Canyon. They're right there. Okay, that goes with that. Debbie from New York sent us a gift this week. Thank you, Debbie. And Speedo. I guess he said it's pronounced Speedo. Or she. He or she.
He or she, whatever, yeah. Now, you did not do wrong, Bethany.
So thank you. So we got that. And then I got to show this.
This is, look at this.
This is my pride and joy.
This is my pride and joy for the cabin.
Thank you, Miss Allison. I saw she was in here.
Yes.
I love it.
That matched everything in the cabin perfect.
I mean, it is absolutely perfect. It's got the little strainers, and it comes all to pieces. I'm not going to take it all apart. But I was going to turn it up and show you. It's got the strainer in there. Let me get the lid off. Okay. And it's got the little cap to go over it. I mean,
nice.
It's all in there. So I thought, this is perfect. I mean, it's absolutely the right color, everything. She said when she saw it, she knew it had my name on it.
Danny, do you have a favorite gun or rifle? Yes, I do. I have a favorite pistol. It's a Glock 19. That's my favorite pistol. My favorite rifle is a 270. I was a long distance shooter for several years, and I like the 7.62. I like that one because that's what I used when we shot long distance. But now my favorite gun is my 270. I have a black edition 270. I shoot a CXP2 180 grain boat tail ballistic tip bullet that I have never, ever, ever had a deer walk away from. Every shot I have ever made on a deer with that gun, he has been right where I shot him at. He's never run. So I love the gun and I love the bullet.
I have a copperhead in my house. Can't get it out. Any ideas? I'd be blowing holes in the walls.
I would definitely. I would not have him in my house. I don't have snakes around here. Period. I've killed what, 4 this week? I think 4 this week alone. Yeah.
Last 2 weeks anyway. Miss Allison also sent some books. This one is called Domestic Life in New England in the 17th Century. If y'all want some good reads, I hadn't done anything but started reading the first few pages and was hooked.
This question. It's been on there 2 or 3 times. What would you feed a goat? Would you feed a goat that contains 40-something% soybean meal and all? The thing about soybean meal is soybean meal tampers with the endocrine system of the animal. We used to use it years ago whenever I was in the business of doing that, and it makes them give a lot of milk, but at the same time, the soy really raises the estrogen level in the milk. And, you know, if you feed the milk to little boys and all that, and they get too much estrogen in their system, it does help to feminize them a little bit. And it's just, I don't agree with it. I'll be honest with you. I don't like feeding it to them. But now, if you're not using the milk for anything, and you're just strictly using it to raise goats with, you're not making any kind of butter, cheese, or drinking the milk or anything like that, you want to raise a lot more milk for the animal. If you got babies on her or something like that, then you can feed it to them, and it's not a big issue. But, you know, if you're feeding it for yourself or your children, I would not do it.
Yeah.
Did you eat the 4 snakes you shot? No.
Nor the turtles.
No, nor the turtles.
Okay. Next book, American Eats. Now, this one is got all kinds of different things in it about, I guess, things we eat in different areas of the country, different types of utensils and things like that. And it is very interesting, the history behind a lot of this. So I like that book also.
What kind of snakes do you have down there, Danny? Mostly water moccasins.
Yeah. Copperheads only in a certain area in Florida.
Tomato plant has lots of blooms but no fruit. What's wrong? It's not getting pollinated more than likely. You need to take and go by with your hand and bump it, or, you know, just every day. You need to bump that plant several times a day with your hands, and you should get some pollination.
Canton Farm says that the worms like pumpkin. They will to feed them heavy on pumpkin. We should have some.
We might have some for, yeah.
Are you shooting snapping turtles?
Yes.
Let's see. Bull snakes, rat snakes, racers, and others are an asset on your homestead. Yes, but
Any snake gets to live unless he startles me. If he startles me and catches me off guard, I usually shoot him before I even think about it. It's just the way I was trained. It's my second nature. If something startles me like that, I'll take it out instantly. I don't even think before I do it. It just happens. It's the way I was taught.
Wanda kills snakes.
Wanda does too.
Just any kind of snake. It don't matter if he's in my space or in my chicken coop, he goes.
How long will spring water bought at the store actually last for storage? It can last up to 6 months as long as it's not in plastic. If you leave it in plastic, be careful of the plastic that you have because dioxin out of the plastic can leach into water after a certain given amount of time.
Blossoming rot on the squash after a recent rain. Any suggestions?
Blossoming rot on squash. It probably is not blossoming rot. It's probably did not get pollinated because squash don't really get blossoming rot. It's just that when they don't pollinate, the blossom end of it begins to rot first.
Yeah. We've had some of that in the high tunnel because there's absolutely no pollinators this time of year.
We have no pollinators.
For whatever reason.
None. We have.
Last year, they were all in Danny's tunnel. They were pollinating everything. We've been noticing the gardens, everything. We are not seeing any bees. I mean, I don't know what it is.
There is no bees nowhere. I don't care. No bumblebees. There's no kind of bees.
Last year, we were just overrun. This
now,
year,
I will say this. Over where we poisoned the Kogon with salt, there was honeybees covering the ground where I had put that salt on the ground.
But they don't do much in the high tunnel.
Honeybees don't really pollinate fruits and vegetables like that in the high tunnel anyway.
Full COVID shutdown here in Nova Scotia. Snowed here today.
Wow. Yep, and people in the North United States is going to get another snow in another week.
And maybe COVID from it too.
Yeah.
Oh, don't know. So what was the name of the stuff that kills squash bugs? You had said that it really stinks.
It didn't kill the squash bugs, Leslie. I made an assumption that when I started using Golden Bloom, which is liquid phosphorus from a liquid phosphate from Dr. Earth, I did not have any more squash bug problems. I didn't have any more stink bug problems. No vine borer problems. None of that stuff.
Everybody's saying they don't see hardly any bees at all. And somebody asked about our neighbors. We have a neighbor over across that does have bees.
Yeah, we have.
And the honeybees are okay, but honeybees do not pollinate.
They don't pollinate your garden.
Vegetables.
Right.
They'll pollinate fruit.
Yeah, fruit trees, things like that.
It's kind of a misconception people have that they'll have a whole lot of honeybees and it'll work in the garden. Mainly, we have bumblebees, wasps.
Different types of wasps.
That type of stuff pollinates ours. But they were in the high tunnel last year like crazy.
I would like to send you all a T-shirt. What size is medium?
Yes, both of us.
Both of us wear a medium.
I buy a large sometimes because I just like them big. So, but I mean, he usually wears it.
Luana Hobby. Hello from Loosedale.
Hey. All right, another book we got was A Country Christmas. Now, this one has all kinds of country Christmas ideas and stuff. And Danny and I just like looking at things in the background, too, just to see what's going on on the walls.
Let me stop this right here.
What is it? Oh, we got something popping in?
Yeah, it's a pop-up came in there. I thought I had all that stuff shut down.
Maybe not.
Okay.
And we get this one. All right.
All right. This is one of our favorites right here now. This is honey. This came from Permapasture's farm.
They sent a card.
Michelle and Billy, which was in here a while ago. I've seen them both.
And this, Danny's been reading on this.
I've been reading on this one. If you want something other that's educational, guys, this right here shows you how that our country has literally destroyed its apples. I mean, it's amazing to me.
This book's thick.
Yes, that book is thick, and over half of this book, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not going to spoil it for you, but I will tell you this, over half of this book is varieties of apples that no longer exist because of the big ag people trying to come up with the perfect apples and do away with all of the actual apples that were really good apples. They tried to make a good shipping apple.
Yeah. They're doing away with the old-timey apples. And
yes.
Making those soft.
At one point, there was probably over 18,000 different varieties of apples. And now I think we're down to maybe like 35 or 40 or something to that nature.
Billy said, I knew you would love that book.
that book, I just get lost in it.
I started reading the beginning of it and read the first 3 or 4 pages, and I was already saying, okay, this is what's happened to us. This is exactly what's happening.
Danny, are those wild hogs any good to eat? Yeah, they're good to eat. I've eaten a lot of wild pigs. Matter of fact, we don't have any more around here because I killed them all out, but I ate every one of them I ever killed. I make sausage out of them. That's usually the best way for a wild pig is to make sausage out of it. Now, if you're trying to do hams and stuff like that, they may not be too good for that because they're not quite as tender as a domestic pig is, but they make some good sausage.
The title and author of the Apple book, Old Southern Apples, and it's Crichton Lee Calhoun Jr. Let me see if I can get it where you can read it. Have I got it? Crichton Lee Calhoun.
I guess that's how you say it.
Calhoun Jr. Okay. Crichton is Creighton. Crichton Lee, L-E-E. Calhoun, C-A-L-H-O-U-N, Jr. And it's Old Southern Apples. Wanda just likes the honey.
Wanda loves the honey. I love the honey.
And I'm a book person too, so I like books also.
Herman Pasture says it's out of print.
Oh well, never mind.
Never mind then. We have a keepsake here.
Well, they put it out so people wouldn't know. They had to quit printing.
They had to get it out of print so people wouldn't know.
That it used to be, what, 1,800 different types of apples? What? Know what you said?
18,000, I think they said.
I thought it was 1,800, but it might have been 1,000.
There's a lot of different apples. I mean, for that book to be half full of nothing but varieties of apples that don't exist anymore, there's a lot of apples.
Yeah. All right. So, all right. Let me see if I can find some stuff.
What do you got over here? You got the new baby that we got on there?
Yes. This was what we woke up to the first of the week.
This is what we got first of the week, fellas. Look at here. We got Coco. This is our new baby calf. He is a male. We will not be keeping him. He will be going to someone's place somewhere. Whoever wants him, you know, once he reaches about 4 months old, we'll be letting somebody have him because we're not going to need him, nor are we going to keep him.
Yeah, he's beautiful though, and I've got some video today of him running around Danny sledding into the front pond, him and his mom, Daisy. Yeah. And we've got the other cows and a new thing we'll show you in just a minute. And he was just running and gallivanting around, and Daisy would get in front of him and kind of keep him from the pond, and he'd start running and she'd get in front of him. I mean, almost like she's protecting him from the pond. So I don't know. It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Ooh, Google has it. $249.95. Jeez.
Whoa.
I guess it's out of print, and if you want it, you're going to pay for it type stuff.
I reckon so.
Y'all, they do that on some books because they really don't want them back in print. Hardly. All right, so that was Coco. People on Patreon have been seeing what Danny's been working on this week, and I'm going to give you a sneak peek.
Get you a sneak peek of it now. Everybody on Patreon has been getting to watch a lot of stuff that we've done this week.
Yeah, and we're going to give them a sneak peek, and in about a week and a half, it won't be next week, it'll be the next week before I have a video up on this, but I will show start to finish how he did this. But he is working on my tub. It's been 2 years.
Yep.
On the porch.
You know, now it doesn't, I mean, it looks amazing now.
It's super fantastic. And when he gets totally through, we got it My son Jesse and Patty, his wife, were here yesterday. I got a picture somewhere.
Somebody's asking, how much land do you need for a Dexter? A regular cow takes about an acre per cow. Dexters, you can get about 2 per acre.
Okay, so Jesse and Patty came and they went fishing and stuff before they went home, but they also helped us get that tub into the cabin. We thought it was going to be super hard, but it wasn't too bad. We got it done. So, I don't know. All right, what else?
This one's actually an antique, too.
Yeah, we found out it was 100 years old.
It's 100 years old.
And so Danny's been refinishing it off and on in his spare time, like he has any.
I don't have much, I can tell you that.
Oh, Bethany says, I
absolutely love that tub.
It looks nice. When he finally gets through with it, it's going to be
awesome.
Oh.
It's going to be awesome.
Does the Alexa Pure filter fluoride out of the water?
Yes.
I guess. I don't know. I didn't look at the list. Did you?
Yeah.
Okay. Cabbages are being eaten by something. Won't quit raining to spray or powder, or any ideas on how to treat them?
Well, it's probably cabbage worms, more than likely. And you can, gosh, BT is probably what you're going to have to use, Bacillus thuringiensis, to get rid of the worms, and it should work. I mean,
but with rain?
Even if it rains, you should be able to get it in there and get enough of it to kill them and stop them anyway.
Yeah. All right, so we've got the first of the week, I think Monday. We're going to do I don't know how much we're going to get done all next week, but we're going to start doing a tour around the whole homestead.
And it won't be in one video because there's no way possible we can do a tour of our place in one video.
So we're going to start with like my high tunnel and then Danny's high tunnel, or either we started with yours and then mine. I can't remember which one came first. Do you?
I don't remember which one came. I think mine came first. But
I think we did Danny's high tunnel first. And then mine will be the second video. So each one of them's going to have their own video. And then we're going to do the fruit trees, the gardens, the ponds, probably the animals, whatever. We may do, it'll be over the next week and a half to 2 weeks. We're going to do a tour. But it's going to be every day something different, and porch time will be thrown in there.
Yeah. How many children do we have?
We have none.
We have none together. I have 2.
And I have 5.
And she has 5. And then I have a stepson that has 6. 7. And a great-grandchild.
Yeah. Danny is a great-grandpa.
I am a great-grandfather.
I'm not. I'm not going to take that one.
At what age do you move baby chicks from a brooder box to outdoor chicken tractor? Well, it depends on the weather first, but usually about 2 weeks. Well, I don't know. Depends on where you live at. I would give it a month. I would give it a month because I don't know where you live at. I don't have a clue. I would say at least a month. Are your cows Dexters? And there was something I saw on your video about their milk. Was it naturally pasteurized or something? Yes, all my cows are Dexters. And Dexters have what's called A2 milk. It's naturally homogenized so that it makes it easier to digest. It's not an A1 milk, but an A2 milk.
Danny, did you see Ice Age Farmers show yesterday? Yes.
I see all the Christian shows, so I'm sure I did. Depends on which one you're talking about.
Yeah, I have 5 children, 2 girls, 3 boys. One of my sons has a girl and 2 stepdaughters, and my oldest daughter has 7 children. The youngest 2 are twins that are not quite 2 years old. They're a little over a year and a half. And my youngest daughter has 4 children. Danny's daughters, one of them has 1 son, the other one has 2 sons.
Steve Shoemaker says, what is the name of the paint you use on your tub? I need to, but I don't know what to get. It's actually a refinishing tub kit that you buy. It's by Rust-Oleum. It is very toxic to breathe. It needs to be done outside. It does not need to be done inside. And then you have to take like 5-minute breaks when you're doing it because it's just too overpowering.
Okay.
Unless you want to wear a respirator.
Yeah. All right. So sneak peek inside Wanda's.
Oh, look at that.
tunnel.
You're going to show them the inside the high tunnel. Look at that.
That's like my most famous view right there. I just love that view.
We're using it for a drying room. We're harvesting some of our onions now. This is just part of them. It's not all of them. It's probably half of them, maybe, I guess.
Yeah, I got some I got to chop up. You done brought in.
Yeah.
And but we'll have a video coming out on this on the high tunnel. But y'all, the Cherokee Tan's just going wild in there. Danny was going, I don't think you should have done that. And I'm like, I love it. I just think it's awesome.
Well, I didn't know you was going to be showing that one.
Yeah, I wanted to give them a sneak peek so they can see what it's going to be looking like.
Glad to see your worms are reproducing. How do you know when you need to add to their home? I usually wait until I know that they have pulverized that ground. I mean, when they start trying to crawl up on the sides a little bit. They've used all the goodie out of the soil, and I went ahead and added another one. And you'll know when you add another one and put some food in it, if they come up to it instantly, you're good to go.
Yeah, I was really brave putting a Cherokee Tan in there. We're gonna see how it goes.
Yeah, I don't know how
I've
wise.
got one little spot that's fixing to bloom.
I don't know how wise that was.
It was really wise. And I put Cherokee Trail of Tears beans, but I only did 3. They're all meeting each other. I mean, it's turning out really good. All my Cherokee stuff's looking good.
Have we ever planted Georgia Jet sweet potatoes? No, because we don't have them down here. We get the Puerto Rican Reds, the Beauregards, the Nancy Hall Whites, and stuff like that, but we don't usually get anything like that.
Yes, Danny takes a nap every day.
I do not.
Yes, you do.
I didn't take a nap today.
No.
I ain't took a nap in a long time because I'm putting up freaking fencing.
He didn't today. Usually he's watching videos around right after he eats. He watches videos.
I do, because I try to hit some of the answers to some of our stuff whenever I sit down to eat.
He naps during half of it. He naps.
Do you trellis your Cherokee Tans? Only the one in her greenhouse. This is the first time we've ever tried a trellis one. I don't know how it's going to work. I have a sneaky suspicion it's going to take over the greenhouse.
Danny's been doing fencing, so.
I've been fencing for the last 2 days. I mean, I am so tired of fencing. It's just about to dry. I finished today, though.
That's his new fence.
I went through the tractor and I pushed everything out of the way because I cannot stand anything growing on a fence. And I went through there and pushed everything out of there.
That's one view. Oh, that's what I sat and did.
Yeah, you were sitting there. You were shelling English peas while I was putting up fence.
Yeah, I helped him when he needed help, and I shelled English peas in them. When I did, he didn't need me.
Do we sell the sugarcane starch? Yes, but it's not until October.
That's the other view of the fence, and he's done let the cows in behind there. They were enjoying it.
Oh, the cows were having a blast in there. That's a good thing about Dexter's. Dexters love to eat just leaves off of trees. They don't have to have that pretty grass to eat. They just love this one here, Minnie. She was eating the green leaves off of one of the trees I pushed up there. She was just sitting there just munching them up. I mean, they love stuff like that more than they love eating grass.
Yeah. What else?
I don't know.
Cows here.
Oh, this is them where I fenced it in. I'm letting them clean up the woods for us.
Yeah. And they will too.
That place looked totally different this evening whenever they came out of there.
Okay. I think that's most everything. Oh, I think the only thing I had left was corn.
I see a corn. Ah, this is what we have popping up on the Cherokee long ear popcorn in Ms. Wanda's high tunnel there. It's actually starting to silk.
Yes.
Can you hand pollinate grapes? Jan, I don't know. I've never heard of anybody hand pollinating grapes. I don't know.
Our country homestead preacher said, "My sweet potato slips are long and haven't been put in the garden yet. Do I need to do anything different before planting them?"
When you pull them up, you don't have to leave them real long. You can cut them back to, maybe 4 to 6 inches long, and just still plant them. They'll still come right on and keep on doing. Because if you put them on in the ground and them too long, lots of times the vine will die back anyway because it doesn't have time to get the root system going good. So I would just whack them off about 4 to 6 inches long and then plant them. Danny, do you have dilated cardiomyopathy? I've never been told I had dilated cardiomyopathy. I've just told them I have been told I have cardiomyopathy. Hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. That's a mouthful.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it was already tossing, but it is popcorn. It's not regular corn.
Yeah.
It is popcorn. I just wanted to know in my high tunnel, could I grow corn? And we're going to see.
How much does a roll of fence cost and how long is the roll of fence? Here, a roll of fence, what we paid this past week, $176 or 150 something.
That was more than that.
No, it's like 170 something, I think. It was on sale.
Oh, it's on sale through like Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah, I think we paid $176 a roll, and there's 330 feet on a roll. It takes 2 rolls to go across a 40-acre field.
Yeah.
Do you prune or cut your sweet potato vines to cut down on how much room they take? No, do not do that. If you start cutting off of the vines, your potatoes will not grow to be as large as they need to grow. You just have to keep, as the vines grow every day, you have to keep picking them up and moving them. We train ours where we want them to grow at.
So Quilter got a good deal. They found some high tunnels. Not the plastic, but the frames in really
Yes, I remember you telling me about that.
And they managed to get 2 home today. She and a friend went and they bought a couple a piece, I think, and an excellent price because you can't get the framework for what they. I mean, geez, they got them for little and nothing. So watch your local papers, guys.
Danny, did you get the ablation surgery for cardiomyopathy? No. I did not. They wanted to do an alcohol ablation on me one time. I told them, I said, you're not killing anything in my heart that needs to work. I'm like, no. If you do, you'll end up putting me on a pacemaker. I don't want to be on a pacemaker. I'll just wait, and I'll wait it out. I'll deal with a messing up heart or whatever. I'm just not going to do it.
Are we hand pollinating the corn or using a fan? Right now, I turned the fans on the last 2 days. It's gotten hot in there. And the wind's been blowing through the sides anyway.
God, you would swear it's March here. Mm-hmm. The wind has been blowing like 20 miles an hour every day, all day.
Yeah. Yes, we do use wiggle wire to secure the plastic on the high tunnel.
Yes. Yes, that's what we use.
Lumber prices are absolutely insane, and I doubt they will be coming down. What are your thoughts? Well, we went and talked to them the other day.
We went and talked to them this week about lumber prices, and they told us anything that we want to do it now. Mm-hmm. Because the prices in the foreseeable future is not going to come back down. As a matter of fact, they are scheduled to go up. Wanda and I had a few projects we wanted to do, and we went ahead and with everything except one, which is the breezeway. We went ahead and bought the plywood to finish the cabin with. We went ahead and bought all the lumber up that we needed to buy to do all the jobs around here, except one project we have coming up over yonder. We got to buy some more for, but
we don't know yet. Yeah. Exactly what we need and when.
Yeah.
Danny could probably figure it, but
I could figure it.
As far as what people were telling us, they were paying for Luan and stuff. We did not have to pay that much yet. No, ours is still down here where other people's paying nearly double what we paid. And so we went ahead and got what we needed to finish out some things at the cabin. we're going back and getting some boards to finish the walls in the cabin, because if we don't, it's just going to go higher from this
And
point
two,
forward.
guy, y'all have to realize I'm a contractor, and as a contractor, I know this may upset a lot of people, but I don't have to pay what everybody else pays, and I get a discount, which makes mine more reasonable for me whenever I do projects. You know, when you spend as much money as I've spent at lumber yards, they usually give you a deal.
Yeah, so we kind of, when we go talk to them and they say this is going up, we get it when we need to. That's kind of.
I really believe. I'm gonna tell y'all what I did. I talked about this on Porch Time, and well, I think it might have been Patreon too. I talked about this. I am looking for probably this year or the end of this year, more than likely in the very foreseeable future. Let me put it that way. To begin to start getting some hacks from other countries on a lot of things inside our country, specifically the financial side of everything. And I believe that when the hack starts, we're going to start seeing some massive things start happening in this country, and it's going to be very difficult to get what you need. Why is lumber high? Jennifer wants to know, why is lumber high? Well, there's several different reasons. One was COVID. They just couldn't get anybody to work. Secondly, there's tons of lumber stacked up coming out of Canada at these rail yards. I mean, miles and miles of lumber are stacked up. But the problem is, when the freeze hit Texas, a lot of the plants out there that was used to make the rosin for things like OSB and plywood and stuff like this got damaged so bad that the plant has not been able to get up and get running like it needs to. So no contractors are going to start framing up a house if they can't close it in with plywood. So lots of them are just got their housing is on hold, and you know that's part of the reason. And then some of it is just strictly to control the price. I'm just going to be honest with you. It's just to control the price.
Yeah, they told us the things that were higher was the OSB?
OSB has gone up.
And the single pieces of lumber, like a 2x4 and things like that.
Any kind of plywood or OSB, but now Luan
was not.
It's staying stable. 1x12 spruce pine staying stable. All that kind of stuff. Shingles is all staying stable. Roofing material is pretty stable. It's just that any treated lumber is fixing to make a huge jump. I keep up with all this on a daily basis because I have lots of projects I like to do, and you know, lumber prices are not going to come down anytime. They're not going to come down. I'm just going to tell you, they're just not going to come down. If you're preparing to build something or build a home, if you're going to build a house, I feel sorry for you.
Build smaller.
You better build tiny.
Smaller.
You better build little. I'm going to tell you.
Don't go all out. That would be the biggest thing. Build a smaller house in order to be able to afford it.
No Insanity says houses here in Louisiana are selling above asking prices, going under contract in a few days. Yes, and I know why. And I might do a video on it. I guess I probably need to do a video on it.
You're not going to talk about it now.
I'm not going to talk about it now, but I do know why they're going under contract. I do know who's buying them, and I know why they're buying them. It irritates me, but
here in Mississippi, even the prices of houses are well, not necessarily houses, but the prices of land.
Yeah,
Mississippi's supposed to be the poorest state in the union, I think, and guess what? We looked at a piece of land. We just look online hunting around our area, and this area, even everywhere, outrageous. Was 65 acres was 500,000
for 60-something acres. Yeah,
and I'm like, that is crazy. It's land, but it's expensive.
If processing plants are way behind, why is the price of livestock skyrocketing? It's called supply and demand. If somebody really wants it, the prices go up. I mean, that's if it's a hot item.
Yeah. So, but we've got, let's see, you worked on fencing.
I've worked on fencing for 2 days. We've worked in the high tunnels.
Yeah, getting a lot done in there.
Planting gardens, plowing gardens.
I got to use my canning kitchen.
Yep, Ms. Wanda used her canning kitchen. We actually think it worked beautiful, I'm going to tell you.
Okay, so we had a little, with the canning kitchen.
Well, the first time we used it, we did. We didn't know what was.
No, not the first time.
No, it was actually the second time. You are correct. It was the first time we canned in it.
Yeah. I went and my granddaughters were here, and Bree and I got out and we used the canning kitchen to cook lunch, and it worked just fine. The stove was perfect. Didn't have any problems because Danny told me I needed to use it before I decided to do a canning video, and it just didn't all work.
Yeah.
Because I've never cooked on gas. And I got everything out there. I was doing my video, and I'm probably going to use a snippet of it in a video coming up. And I had an issue with the stove. And so I turned it off, called Danny. He was out working on the fencing or something. He came in, checked it, and sure enough, it was still having that issue. And so we turned it off, left it off, called the gas man, and it took a couple of 3 days for him to come out. And when he got here, absolutely nothing wrong with my stove.
No.
Nada.
We had, what did he call it? We had the tank. When we purchased the tank and it was filled up with gas for the first time, it was not purged. And what was happening when the flame issue on the stove was the tank was purging itself. And once it done that, it's been working fine afterwards.
And so when I canned this time, it did awesome. I'm really pleased, and I don't know if I have a video up this week. If I do, it'll be on Crazy Days. And a lot of people say they don't even know I have a channel. But Crazy Days, D-A-Z-E-S, is my channel. And I'm probably going to start moving a lot of the canning stuff over there. So if you're into canning, you'll have to probably be watching Crazy Days. And I'll try to get it up this week. I'm not going to promise. Got a lot going on. Somebody
asked, how's our Colomar apple doing? It's doing great. Today I looked at it. It's leafing out, doing really, really good. Really flourishing. Someone asked, do we have chickens? Yes, we have laying chickens. We don't have any meat birds, but we do have the laying hens.
Yeah, I get about a dozen eggs a day or so.
Matter of fact, we're freeze drying a lot of our eggs right now.
I got the freeze dryer going now. I got kale in it. We're gonna try see how kale does in it.
Trying to figure out where her my advice is don't try to compete with stupid money. You can't compete. Let me just go ahead and tell you. I know where the money's coming from. You cannot compete with it. There's no need even trying to compete with it. You can make an offer on a house, and if you end up getting it, you know, you consider yourself lucky. But in probably about 2 years, you're going to wish you didn't buy it.
With all the prices.
Well, no, because of what they're going to actually do. I know what they're going to do, and I feel sorry for anybody who steps out and sinks their head real deep into a bunch of money, because they actually have an agenda and they have a plan, and it's not good. If you've got something you can pay off something, you better be paying it off now.
Yeah, somebody said my toilet paper video was hilarious. Y'all, people thought I actually had toilet paper stashed all there. It's just called fancy editing and being stupid. I thought it would be cute because everybody was buying toilet paper, so I bought some rolls of toilet paper. I do have a stash. Now, don't get me wrong, but it's not under the beds. It's not around the corner in the hallways and things like that. I just took the same toilet paper and stuck it around the corner and just peeked around the corner with the camera showing it. I stuck the same toilet paper under the bed, things like that, just to do a stupid video that day. I thought it was funny.
Do I think it's impossible for someone to start a farm right now? No. If you have the finances to actually purchase one, you can do it. You're going to pay more for it, but you can do it. What am I going to do about space to plant my field corn? We're working on that, guys. I don't know yet. We may have to lease some land. I mean, we're not sure what we're going to have to do just yet, because corn by this fall is virtually going to be impossible to get, they're saying. So we got to do something. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, we had talked about trying to lease land because we've looked, and just to buy some land close to us that we could use in that capacity. There's nothing it's all trees, and it would take a lot of work, and there's no pasture land anywhere. So it's kind of hard. No farming land in this area.
Yeah.
All
Let's see
right.
here. Oh, somebody says, so what are they going to do, Dan? I'm not talking about it here. I have a video that I'm making talking about that very subject. You know, patrons are always going to get to see it first. But once it gets through on Patreon, we'll move it over to YouTube. Bill Gates is buying up Mississippi. Well,
Probably.
there's one thing that you can take consolation in right now. Bill Gates and his wife's getting a divorce, so maybe
she'll get it. She'll get Mississippi.
No, she's not, because they didn't have an annulment agreement on anything. I mean, they
not annulment. You talking about a prenup?
Prenup. They didn't have a prenup on anything, but I think that
Maybe
while they're going through this divorce, that maybe everything will just hold off for at least another year, because as much money as they got, it'll take a year to get through all that.
Somebody said they had bought some sugar cane from us and it was doing good.
Oh, let me see here. A lot of messengers are getting took down tonight. Thank you, moderators. If this is someone who's being snotty, just ban them. Don't even give them the time of day. I mean, I don't like trash. I don't like stupid people, because stupid should hurt. I mean, that's why
just ban them and be
just
done
ban them
with
and be done with it.
Let's see. What do you think of Roots and Refuge Farm, Jess and Jeremiah buying land in South Carolina? They can't build their house they wanted to because supplies are not available or too expensive. I messaged Jessica and talked to her a little bit, and she's going to take it one step at a time. They're going to do what they can. They're going to get things going. And that's all you can do.
I think they're being really wise, because they're not jumping out, sticking their head under a chopping block, you know, trying to build something real huge and fast and spending all this money.
Yeah.
They're taking it one step at a time, using wisdom about what they're doing. They're praying about what they're doing. You know, I'm not going to speak for them. I mean, Wanda and I, you know, we talk to them, but, and I won't speak on their behalf, but I will say, sounds like they're using a lot of wisdom, and they're being very cautious about what they do and how they do it.
Yeah.
And I think they'll be all right.
Yeah, because they actually started this process last year.
This is not new. This has been going on for a year, probably.
Yeah, so they're going to be on land where they're in a small area now. They're going to have their land. They may have to change it, but it's all about the journey. Danny and I have been on a journey here for, what, 8 years?
We've been on a journey for 8 years, yeah.
And we were looking at our sign that says "Living a Dream," and we were sitting there going, you know, we want to live the dream.
Yeah.
And people will say, "Oh, I'm living the dream." No, we're on a journey still. We hadn't got to the living the dream yet.
No, you don't get to live the dream.
Until the journey is
almost over. I mean, living the dream is
it's after all the pieces are in place.
When you put the puzzle together, you get to live the dream.
And so we're still putting the puzzle together. We're getting there. We're getting closer.
We're really getting close. We lack about 2 years.
Yeah.
And I think we could probably
say. But like you said, there's always going to be a reason to have to build something, or repair something, or change something. But we will have most of our infrastructure in place, everything doing reasonable here within a year, year and a half, maybe. But then a storm comes through or hurricane, and we may have to do it all over again. So you never say you're not going to do anything. But at least we can fish and chill soon.
Lucy says, I'm on Social Security and looking at buying a $50,000 modular home. Should I wait? Let me tell you something. Waiting right now is not going to do anybody any good. I'm going to be honest with you. If you think you can pull this off and make it work, you better be doing it, because that $50,000 modular home in about 2 years is going to probably be close to $100,000.
Yeah.
I like Saddle Ridge. It says you get to live the dream and you get to go live with the Lord. I'm with you on that one. I raise my hand to that one. You get to live the dream then.
Yeah. Because we still, every day, have so much to do. And we think we're going to get through with it or kind of chill a little, and we still have more to do. So, I don't know. Any suggestions for a barn for my property other than lumber?
Well, Beulah, if you'll hang on probably about 4 to 6 weeks, we'll show you.
Yeah. Uh,
Uh,
metal buildings is one
Metal buildings
suggestion,
is probably the
but they're
easiest.
still
They're
expensive.
expensive, but I'm gonna tell you, you can have them put up in little to no time. You know, you usually have to get on a 6 to 8 week waiting list, but you can have it done.
Danny, did you say pay off your loans?
Pay off our loans? Yes, if you owe any loans, you need to pay them off.
Pay them down, something.
Pay all you can pay on them. Pay the highest interest ones first, and then pay the lowest interest ones next.
Yeah. Yeah, they're saying a steel building. Yeah, but even with that, unless you buy the building already put together, some of it's lumber. But I guess you could buy what are these little portable
You can
buildings?
get these portable buildings put up
Um,
for animals. They're perfectly fine as long as you go on the inside and screw some kind of lumber in there where they can't kick the metal or something, you know.
do you do what you can where you are? Everyone, please
Please.
grow your own food. Yes,
Grow your
that's
own
what
food now. I mean, learn it now. Don't wait. I mean, I don't care if you're
Oh,
in an
I know the
apartment.
other thing I was going to
Just
talk
do it.
about. I can't remember. I think I've got it down in the description, and the girls can look and see. Um, what is it? Grow. You can grow. You can grow summit. I think that's what it's called. Um, we are a part of a summit that's about 10 or 12 people, called You Can Grow. Uh, they're going to be starting next week, I believe. I can't remember the dates. And it'll go through the summer. So you can join the summit at any time and see all the videos. But we had a good time. They told us we had $50 and we were just starting out growing something. What would we do? And that was hard for us because
That was
we've always
hard.
had everything, the land, the seeds, the tools. So Danny and I had to sit and think about that one. If we only had $50 and we were starting from scratch, what would we do? That was a fun little summit to be a part of.
I'm sitting here trying to read through some of these comments here.
Oh, I'm getting sleepy now.
You got a little ways to go.
I turned my entire yard into a garden this year. That's what a lot of people are going to have to do. If you're in a area, I know some of you have, what do they call them? Laws and rules and regulations.
HOA.
HOA.
Yeah.
But you may have to figure a way to put some things in your yard. You may have to deal with the HOA.
Would you invest in a high tone in 9A or 9B zone? Yes. Don't do a greenhouse in that warm of a climate.
Yeah.
You're going to have a high tone if you're going to grow anything.
So you can roll them sides up.
Feels like winter is trying to come back in Pennsylvania, Burr. It's crazy weather for May. Yes, as a matter of fact, you got one more coming in the middle of May.
Yeah.
Focusing on permaculture this year. If I could make one statement in life about growing, it would be permaculture. Now I don't go around. Billy and I talked about this from I don't use the word permaculture a lot because it brings the crazies out against our channel, but permaculture is all I do. Literally, I build an ecosystem based on God's plan for the woods. And if you will do that and learn the 7 layers, I mean, just go study it for yourself. You don't have to go to classes. It's all on the internet. Just go study it. Study the 7 layers that's involved with permaculture. Learn what grows where, how things grow. Learn the plants in your area. Learn guys, just do some research and do permaculture. If you do it right, you really don't even have to fertilize it that much. It'll take care of itself.
What do you think about barn dominium homes?
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of them done. Matter of fact, there's one right up the road from us here.
Yeah. It is a way to have a barn and a house all in one.
And you're going to have to learn these HOAs, if enough people will just start doing what they want to do, these HOAs just have to suck it up. I mean, that's all I can say. If I lived in one of them and couldn't get out, they just have to, they have problems with me. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah. Let's see. Weatherman here in Flint, Michigan, and we are 3 weeks behind schedule for weather. Yes. We're probably 3 or 4 weeks behind.
We're
It's
3 weeks
different.
behind here.
Okay, they're talking to somebody else. Let's try to read some of them. Grow where you're planted. Yes. Most of you can't move. You can't go anywhere. You are where you are. And so learn to do what you can where you're at. That's the biggest thing. If you are already in the process of moving, get where you're going and learn what you're going to do there. Lots of people are trying to get out of the city, and if you have a way to get out, go. But find a place and get busy learning how to grow.
Am I putting a heater in my high tone? If I do, it will only be where the tropical stuff is at. I won't be putting one on anything else.
Yeah.
If they're done right and you design them right, you don't really need a heater in them.
Yeah, ours didn't. Mine didn't even have an issue until it got down to 16. So we won't be heating ours till it gets. If it looks like it's going to get to 20, we'll start heating mine. But anything above it, and we usually do not get that low. That was like a last minute freak storm.
What is our favorite medicinal herb? Gosh, that's a difficult one. What is our favorite medicinal herb? Wild lettuce?
No. If I had to have one something on my homestead, garlic.
Garlic, yeah, or the allium family. Anything in the allium
Garlic.
family, yeah.
And another one would be aloe. I would have
Yeah.
aloe because aloe can be used for stomach issues plus skin issues. If you can have aloe, have aloe. Believe me.
Did we see y'all snapping beans already? Oh yeah, we've been snapping beans, canning beans. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
We've been putting up a lot of stuff here lately.
Thank you, Bethany. Have a happy Mother's Day too.
As a matter of fact, John said he's waiting until June to plant his okra. John, I've got my okra's got to go out tomorrow. It's done got mine's like this tall. It's done got to be too tall for the plant. I mean, for the little container, it's got to go out. I don't want to put it out, but it's got to go out.
Yeah. With the pond and fish, would you be thinking of doing solar powered aquaponics? No.
No, aquaponics to me, I've looked into it. It's just, to me, it's just, we go through too much food for me to try to depend on aquaponics as a way to fertilize it and everything.
We are going to be using the water.
We'll use the water from the pond, the fish water from the pond in the high tunnels.
Yeah.
But we're not going to be doing any kind of aquaponics. And
I saw Lippy talking about that a little bit, and she's going to be doing a side by side. I think she's doing 2 buckets or 2 something, and she's going to do regular water in one and her pond water in the other, just to show a difference and see if there are any. And we're just going to be using the pond water off and on in my high tones because it has fertilizer in it. It's really good.
What will we use wild lettuce for? Wild lettuce is used for pain, mainly. We keep it specifically for that purpose in case we can never get the medication we need for pain or something like that. You can make a pain medicine out of that, or you can make a pain medicine out of willow bark. There's lots of different ways you can make pain meds.
Well, I just planted some wild lettuce seeds in the little Hoss Tool kitchen setup that has the grow light and everything. I'm going to see if I can get the wild lettuce up, and we'll be showing what it looks like throughout. We'll see.
Sunflower Heather said, I'd love to build a greenhouse dug down 5 feet. Well, it wouldn't be a greenhouse then, it'd be called a wallapini. And I would love to have one. I'm not going to lie to you. I have always wanted one. I think it's a fantastic deal. Country Homestead Preacher says, we're planning on using pond water as well. I think it's a great idea. It is. Really, it is. I mean, it has a lot of your fertilizers all in it naturally.
Oh, Lippy's doing 3. One with well water, rainwater, and pond water. So I knew 2 of them. I didn't remember there were 3. Add fruit trees. That is something people they go and move on a homestead, and fruit trees is the last thing they do. It should be the
It should be the
thing
first thing you do is put fruit trees on your place.
Yeah, because
and I'm gonna tell you, if you put the dwarf ones on there, they will bear in half the time of a full size one.
Yeah, that's what we're finding out.
Yes.
Go ahead and put your fruit trees down and get them going, because it takes them years to grow and produce abundantly. You may get some fruit the first couple of years, but it's not going to be abundant for 3 to 5 years.
How do you make a root cellar in zone 7+? I can't get my sweet potatoes to last here. Canning about 200 pounds now in hopes of saving them from all rotting.
That's what I do. I can mine.
If you're in 7+, you shouldn't have any trouble taking care of a sweet potato. We keep ours for a year, and I'm in 8.
Yeah, well, not quite a year, about 6 months.
We keep them a little over 6 months.
By then, we're about out of them.
Yeah, well, we just eat that. I eat a lot of sweet potatoes.
We'll be out of them, but about the time we get them started planting them in the fields, we're running out of fresh.
We're usually running out of, yeah.
Is usually how ours last.
But now the canned ones, we have plenty of canned ones to just keep lasting.
We can all of them.
Let's see here.
Be sure to have bandages and meds stocked up for accidents.
Yeah. Let's see here.
Okay.
I think we're probably, well, we're past our 9 o'clock. Whoa, I didn't realize that. Man, time flew by.
Yeah.
Wow.
Do you grow goji berries?
No, we don't grow any kind of goji berries.
I have some seeds now.
We have the seeds, but it's not something that's on our list. Saving my peach seeds thanks to David the Good. Now, you saving them to plant, or you saving them because of the B17 that's in the middle of the peach seed?
Probably plant.
Apricot seeds are higher in the B17 than peach seeds are, but so actually it's a known cancer fighter. It was used in the mountains of South America down there for years to fight cancer with.
We do not grow avocados.
No, avocados are too difficult here. You'll get a tree going really good, and then we'll get a freeze in here, and it will literally it'll die on you in a heartbeat. It's just not worth it.
Somebody asked the best way to store squash. I think there's not really a good way to store squash long term. You could dehydrate it, and eat it like little chips. I'm gonna freeze dry some this year. You can reconstitute squash if I freeze dry them, but not everybody has that option. I put them in jars, and we have so many jars of squash because I made him pull them up last year. There were so many.
Yeah.
And I'm experimenting with some recipes with squash because it is mush when you put it in jars. You can't really.
Well, you can make squash patties out of it. If you squeeze the moisture out of them, you can actually make like a
little patty.
Squash puppies, like a hush puppy. You can use them to make hush puppies out of and stuff like that. They have a lot of.
Use it in casseroles and things like that. What can I grow for chicken feed on a small lot?
Probably you might be able to grow something like millet. Brown top millet would be really good in a small plot, and it would give you some decent chicken feed, I believe.
All right. Y'all can be putting your prayer requests.
Yeah.
I know there's several. Sherry from Two Family had some issues the last couple of weeks. I want to remember her. Reap what you sow. Jareth has been in the hospital. I didn't realize what was going on till last night. I knew she was in the hospital, but I think I told Danny she was wood burning something and breathed in that wood, and it damaged her lungs. I know there's somebody else. I can't remember who.
Somebody wants to know where they can get this shirt from An American Homestead. Zach sells these shirts over there on his YouTube channel. It's just pull up An American Homestead, and you should be able to find them right there when you pull them up. Get one to some coffee.
Yo, I've had several things of coffee.
We have busted our tail this week already. I mean, it's been non-stop all week long.
And it's going to continue.
For the next, we've got 60 rolls of hay coming.
Yeah.
And we've got to wrap every one of them rolls. I mean, we've got the stuff to do it with. I mean, we got a lot to do.
Yeah, we got several projects over the next few weeks. It's going to start. Freedom Homestead, that's the other one. Tangy and Jack.
Thank you,
Their
Mr.
house
Gerald.
was damaged. They bought a house a couple of years ago.
Yep.
And when it was flooding the other day, the basement flooded and it caused a back wall to all cave in, and the back part of their house.
Back part of the house fell off.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Luckily, they went out the other way and got out before anything happened. So everybody was safe, but they do have Freedom Homestead does have some issues. Seemed like there was somebody else, and if Lippy remembers from hers last night, and seems like it's somebody I should know. Eric from Life and Farmland. I don't keep remembering him. Fred Stanley.
Fred Stanley.
Remember him. Trying to remember if there's anybody else.
There's tons of people. Somebody sent us a message this week and asked us to pray for them. I'm not going to talk about who it is and what the situation was, but I am remembering that prayer request because they really didn't give me permission to talk about it. So I'm just going to say we're going to remember the prayer request that was sent to us this week.
My friend Tammy Hass, she had to go back to Jackson yesterday or the day before.
Her platelets was low.
Yeah. So we want to remember her.
And I wish all the ladies in here a happy Mother's Day, including my wife. Everybody a happy Mother's Day.
You want to tell them what you did today?
I've done a lot today. Today's one of the days I probably did more than I should.
After we went to Walmart, okay. Yeah.
Oh. I looked at Miss Wanda and I told her, I said, go out to the freezer and get a couple of steaks out. I said, because I want us to have steaks tomorrow. I said, we'll go over to the garden. We're going to dig a couple of new potatoes in the morning. We're going to have some fresh new potatoes to go with our steak and stuff. And we got to thinking about it. We didn't have a grill.
My grill messed up.
Her grill bit the dust, and I told her, I said, oh, no.
And I bought a new, I thought I'd like it. I bought it, several months ago, like 5 or 6 months ago. Yeah.
The new solid iron top.
Solid iron?
Cooktop.
I don't like it. Your burgers don't taste. I can cook my burgers in the house and they taste the same.
Cook them on a skillet and they taste better than they do. Yeah.
I've got this nice cast or iron top that I don't like to cook on, and so he decided, well, let's go get a grill. So we ran to town and got a grill. And
worst day of the year to go to Walmart. That's why I carried my pistol on my side in Walmart.
And wore your stupid shirt.
And I wore my stupid shirt. I was like, I want everybody to know when I go into Walmart, this is probably the craziest day of the year because everybody's in there getting Mama Day presents. And I told her, I said, the place is going to be packed. We like to never found somewhere to park. And then I said, I'm going in there with an attitude to start with. And we went in and we got what we needed and we got out.
You're welcome, Jonathan.
But Miss Wanda got a new grill today, so hopefully tomorrow we're going to cook some steaks on the grill.
Yeah, we have a silver
fire dragon pot. Yes, we do.
But we wanted stuff on a grill. Nothing tastes as like a grill. You just got to have a grill.
You got to have a grill.
And
I don't like charcoal because I just don't like messing with it. It takes too long to get a fire going. Then when you get it going, by the time you get it going, you're through cooking.
Yeah, I don't want that startup lighter fluid.
We don't like the lighter fluid taste and all that. We just don't.
You have to let that burn off.
Yeah.
So I'd rather have just my gas grill.
Sounds like a good grill to cook breakfast on. It is a good grill to cook breakfast on, but that's about it.
Yeah. Danny cooks breakfast, so I don't worry about that.
Oh, I do cook breakfast every morning. Yes, I do.
Let's see. Yeah.
If stupid really hurt, there have been days I would been in real pain, John said.
Yeah.
I think we've all walked that road, to be honest with you.
So, probably tomorrow Danny's going to cook lunch, too.
I'll probably end up cooking all day tomorrow.
For once. No, I'll be helping him.
Charcoal, yes, is full of chemicals. Yes, it is. That's one reason I just don't care for it.
Yeah, we didn't want to do that. So.
Okay. Okay. Hubby had major surgery last Monday. Prayers for a quick recovery. I seen someone said that their hubby had bone cancer a while ago. We remember them. It's just an array of different people. It's got lots of problems, guys.
Lippy went to the doctor for her checkup for cancer. She said, pray that it is not back, that she's still in remission, still doing good. She'll get her results in a week or two.
Yeah. Buddy is smoking a pork butt from Ms. Lippy tomorrow. Woo!
I guess
I used to.
Permapastures got him started.
Oh yeah, he got him started. Old Billy guy. I watched his video there. He was smoking that pork butt, and I'll tell you what. If there's anything in this world I love to do, it's smoke meat. I love it.
Yeah. So.
How do we guys handle pond weeds? We don't have any. It's called putting a carp in there. You put sterile carp in your pond and red ear brim, and you shouldn't have any pond weeds.
And our pond is new, so we've got some grasses in the edge, but not weeds.
Yeah.
All right. Somebody's asked about Patreon a couple of times. You have to go to a site called Patreon. I think it's
you just type in Deep South Homestead Patreon, and it will come up. It will take you there.
You have to sign up, just like you would have to get an account, and it costs $3 a month, or you can pay now for a whole year. I think it's $30 for a year, and you get a discount if you pay a year. And Danny puts up usually one video a week where he just talks a little bit. I throw up pictures and stuff because it's easier for me to do pictures off and on of things that we're doing, or a write-up or something like that. It's not anything just super special, but that's what we do.
Riz says, I figure my wife don't like her Mother's Day present. I took my $1 back and I'm going to pick her a dozen dandelions. Oh, yeah, well. Okay. All right, guys. We got a lot left to do here, so Miss Wanda's going to fall asleep on me if I don't.
I'm fixing to go crawl in bed.
She's fixing to go hit the sack. I know she's tired. She's been up since early this morning. So, Father, thank you for the beautiful day you've given us here. We've had a wonderful day. The temperature has been really nice. Good, cool breeze blowing today. Got a lot done today, Father. I mean, it's really been a blessing today, and we want to praise you for that. We want to lift you up tonight. All the people that's in the chat here tonight, many of them have put up a lot of different prayer requests, Father. I've seen cancer come up several times. I mean, bone cancer, throat cancers, all kinds of different cancers, Lord. Even tests to see if you still had cancer. And I'm praying tonight, Lord, that all of them get eradicated, Father, and all of them can be done away with. And Father, that hopefully, even though we do have a cure for cancer, and I know a lot of people say we don't, but we do have a cure for cancer, it's just not allowed to be used. And Father, I would pray that our elected officials would come to their senses and let the cures for these cancers be used, Father, rather than suppressing them for big pharma income, Lord, and stuff like this, and for people getting chemo, making big money and all that off of it. It makes me sick to just sit back and think about it, Father. And Lord, I just pray for these people. I lift them up before you, and I pray that they can have comfort, they can have peace, they can find a way to cure it themselves, Lord. It's out there. It's out there to be done. Just stay away from the sugar, things like that. It all helps. And Father, we think about those that are thinking about building a new homestead right now, trying to get started on their homestead that they've bought. Lord, I pray that you'll make the financial resources available for them. And the things that Wanda and I pray for, when we go to town, we pray for the good deals on everything. We pray that the hand of the Lord would lead us to the best deals on everything, and it seems to really work out well for us. And I'm praying that for everybody here tonight that's trying to get a homestead up and running, they can find the best lumber prices, the best metal prices. Those that want a barn, they can find the best barn prices. the best feed prices, Lord, all this stuff. I'm praying that they will all find what they need. And Lord, the ones that sent us the private requests this week here at our home for about prayer for their spouses and for themselves, their families and stuff like that, Lord, I'm lifting all of them up right now, praying for them that you would just answer their prayers, Lord, and help them to find healing and to be able to find consolation in the things that they're facing, Father. And should they not be able to get what they really want out of it, then I pray for mercy and grace to be granted to them, Father, to be able to deal with the things that they have to face now. And Lord, go with us through the remainder of this night. Help us to all rest comfortable. Those that are facing weather, I pray that you'll protect them from the weather, Lord, and help that all of them who've planted their crops and their gardens will mature and be able to get through all this cold weather and damaging weather that we've been having, Lord, and we can all get a harvest here before long now. Lord, forgive us where we failed you. We ask these things in thy name. Amen. All right.
And guys, moving forward. We're all needing to be moving forward. Last year was a little tough on a lot of people.
It was.
Having to stay home and do things. Danny and I are used to that, so it wasn't any different for us for the most part.
Yeah.
But it's time to move forward. And like we were talking about a while ago, grow where you're at. Do something.
Grow where you're planted.
And if you can't, buy some things. Learn to prep somewhat. Take and put things in your pantry. Spend an extra $10 and stick it up and don't touch it. Buy $10 next week. Take that and, I mean, for an example, like toothpaste. If you think you're going to need toothpaste for the next year, when you go to town, take $10 and spend it on toothpaste and go put it up. The next week, hit deodorant. The next week, hit dishwashing liquid. The next week, hit canned goods or something. Swap it up every week. If you spend $10 on one item a week and stock it up, it will add up in a year. Y'all will be surprised.
You'll be surprised. And guys, if you're a gardener, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, go ahead and start stocking up on things like fish emulsion, calcium nitrate, things to this nature. Stock up on them. Buy up for a year or two in advance, because I've kind of got some word that in the future that a lot of the fertilizers that we're going to need are not going to be as available as we need them to be. And things like fish emulsion and stuff like that, it comes in a concentrated form. It will keep inside a container for years. And then you just mix a very small amount of it with water to fertilize your gardens with, and it really helps. Helps a lot. Calcium nitrate is probably one of the best go-tos I've ever found for making sure you keep blossoming rot at bay, keeping the nitrogen that your plants need. Now you can buy bone meal. You need a liquid phosphorus. You need to go out and try to stock up on things like liquid phosphorus and things of this nature. Liquid phosphate, if you want to just put it in more simple terms. Stock up on this stuff. That's what we're doing here at Deep South, because it's looking like the near future may not be good for fertilizers and stuff like that for our gardens.
Yeah, and I meant to mention this because this is what got Danny and I started on thinking about all these moving forward and because things are going to get scarce. Lumber was one of them. Chicken feed was another. Danny's overalls.
Oh yeah, we forgot about that tonight.
I decided to order him several pair of overalls, and I wanted to order 6, and that should last him for a while. And we go straight to the factory.
We ordered directly from Roundhouse.
Roundhouse.
Yeah.
And I ordered 4 pair of stonewashed and 2 of the darker denim.
Dark denim.
And the guy called this week and he said, ma'am.
The company called us back now.
He said, ma'am, I can't get the dark denim right now. He said, and I have the 4 that you asked out of the stonewashed. He said, can I substitute 2 of the stonewashed if I can get them for you and send your order? Because he said, I don't know how long it's going to be before I can get the others. And he said, I don't want to hold your order. And I told him, yeah, so Danny will get 6 pair of stonewashed, but he said, and he said it 2 or 3 times. He said, I don't know when we will get the others. He said the dark is just something we're having trouble getting. So even clothes, stock up on your clothes, your shoes, your underwear, your socks, whatever. And by all means, long sleeve stuff, jackets,
stuff
hats.
for cool weather, guys. If I never get anything else across to you, make sure you have something to wear for cool weather because it's only going to get to be more of it.
Yeah. And if you depend on heat that is not readily available in case,
you better have an alternative source of heat. You better have some way to use wood.
But if you don't, more clothes, more blankets, anything to stay warm with.
Yeah.
Y'all will thank me in the future.
In the future, you'll say, I remember them saying that.
No fence post drivers. Car parts is another one that y'all are going to find out that might get a little scarce at times.
Technically, if you have a tractor with a bucket on the front of it, you don't need a fence post driver. I put down 600 feet of fence in the last 2 days, and I didn't use a fence post driver on none of my steel posts.
Yeah.
I took a sledgehammer, a little 2-pound sledgehammer, got it started in the ground, got on my tractor, took my bucket, bang, 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 banged it right down.
We also do not have rocks, big rocks in our soil, though.
No, we don't have giant rocks in our soil.
So it is a little
You couldn't do it with a hand when driving anyway if you did.
No. Why are so many supplies in shortage?
Well, it depends on
many different reasons.
There's about a dozen different reasons, you know. I mean, it's
a lot of it was no workers last year that put everything behind.
Can't get supplies to build anything out of.
Even like with our high tunnels and stuff, when we talked to Grower Solution, they got behind because some of the supplies they needed to make the high tunnels
they
put in the kit.
They couldn't ship the whole kit out because parts of it was missing because they couldn't get it all.
And so they had to outsource to different places and stuff instead of what they were used to doing until they could get it all back into place. And so when you have a broken supply chain, even one part, you can't send a high tunnel out, a kit, if you can't get some of the parts. I mean, it'd be foolish to send it out.
My taters are a foot tall and they got frosted last night and some turned a bit black. Will they be okay? If it's red potatoes, yeah, they'll come back. But if it's sweet potatoes, no.
Yeah. Truck drivers was another one. Truck drivers shut down, wouldn't go places because of different things. Lots of reasons. All right, so we got to go.
We got to get off here, guys. We can sit here and talk all night, but we have got things we got to do. It's been great chatting with you guys tonight. We have had ourselves one blast with y'all. Thank you for showing up for the live stream. Thank you for all the questions. I do pray that tonight we've been able to be some kind of a blessing to some of you. We love your questions. We really appreciate them.
Yeah. Keeps us going, gives us something to talk about.
Yeah, it gives us something to talk about. And if we don't know the answer to them, we'll look them up and see if we can help you find the answer to it. So, guys.
And if we can't, we'll just say we don't know.
If we don't know, we'll tell you. We don't know. We will see.